Hi, hey, hello. Welcome to this video. We're going to do a flip through of sorts in my Hobonichi, my 2025 Hobonichi cousin, Han, because it's the hardcover. And in order to help me with this flip through, instead of like actually going through every single page, which is something I would definitely sit through, but it's definitely not something I want to create. I thought I would do a number generator on Google to help me find like pages to show you. So we're going to flip through that currently. That's what I'm doing. I'm like just pressing some numbers. Okay. We've settled with our first one, which is 103. 103. Let's see. This is one of the ones that I accidentally flipped. So that's Sunday, April 13th, which was the Bahrain Grand Prix. Piastri won, and then Russell was second, Norris was third. The world and the constructors, the leaders were McLaren, Mercedes, Red Bull, and the drivers in the drivers' championship were Norris, Verstappen, Russell, which is funny. And on Monday, the day next to it, my friend passed the bar. Isn't that exciting? 60. 60 is the first day of March. March 1st is a Saturday. And I just have a quote on here that says, think back of all the times you thought you couldn't do it and did. And then next to it, on March 2nd, I just have a poem by Josie Bullock. And there's just parts of it highlighted. It was like, I was waiting for a train I was already on. It was just moving so fast, it felt like it wasn't moving at all. And I never needed it to start. I actually needed it to slow down. It's a good poem. What's next on the docket? 134. 134 and 135 are May 14th and May 15th respectively. And it just says a taste of wild and something sweet. And it's just me doodling strawberries. 105 is April 15th, Tuesday. I read Wild and Wrangled, and I gave it 4 stars out of 5. And I'd like to say no. I actually remember being so devastated, even all the way, it's January now, 2026, and I'm over here like, no, actually this book was such a disappointment. It should be lower. It's probably like a 3.5 to 3. What a bummer. And then on April 16th, the day next to it, I had nothing to say, so I doodled avocado toast. 329, that's a big number. 329 is November 25th. What did I read? Ooh, I read For the Fans. And literally the first line is, okay, I found myself in another step-bro romance. I did give that one a 3.75 out of 5. And I stand by that. It scratched the itch. It was ridiculous. And then the day before that is Monday, and that's just a dump of different things that I need to get done. Like mailing out my sister's birthday card, and finding birthday cards for my friends, and rebooking my eye exam, and figuring out my Hobonichis for the next year, my goals, doing a return, and whatnot. Yeah. So, you can't see. I think what I'm going to do is insert little pictures later on. 272. Oh, 272, I was in Dallas. That's September 29th. And I went to Ola Cafe and ordered a maple pumpkin spiced iced latte. Dude, that was so good. 8 out of 10. It was so good. Highly recommend it. And then the next day on September 30th, I just heard a quote, oh, you think you're behind in life? What's the finish line? The graveyard. 173. Ooh, I went back too far. 173 is Sunday, June 22nd. It is just a dump, a to-do list. Monday, though, the 23rd, is I read City in Glass. Tell you what, did not understand that book to save my life. Because I even said, I don't fully understand. Oh, I didn't understand her obsession. It's like about an angel and a demon. And she has this obsession with like rebuilding a city that like the angel technically like broke. But I don't really get it. I really don't. And I don't know if I'm a novella girly or if these are just really something or really lit? Girl, what were you talking about in June? Who knows? Anyways, on to the next. 53. I watched, that's February 22nd. It's a Saturday. I watched No Fault London. It was a good time. And ridiculous at the same time. The next day, February 23rd, I was reading First Time Caller, and I gave that a 4.5 out of 5. I gave No Fault London a 4. And just wrote reviews about the media I consumed that weekend. 2:30. 2:30 was August 18th. I went to the dentist. I got round 2 of like fillings and stuff that I had going on. And I just gave an update of everything that happened at the appointment and how I was feeling. And the day before that is Sunday the 17th in August, and I just did a giant brain dump. I love a giant brain dump. I hear it really overwhelms people to see that much on your to-do list, but I am definitely unfazed by it. I was clicking the button a lot of times because it was getting a lot of middle numbers, and sometimes I want a little bit more extreme. So we got 2. And on January 2nd, which I'm actually ironically recording this on, I watched Parasite for the first time and gave my thoughts. I did not rate it though, which is like a bummer, but I did see it for the first time finally. And then next to it, January 3rd, I was reading Stranger Skies, or I had just finished, and then I was currently reading We Refuse, A Forceful History of Black Resistance. And I was trying to figure out, this was like me figuring out like how to do my Hobonichi and like fill out whole pages. So 271. Have I done 271? Oh, nope. 271, I was in Dallas. We went to the Meteor and got a drink. I ordered a vanilla lemon latte, gave that 8 out of 10. And then we went and got blind boxes, and I got like a pineapple and banana little guy that you can like stick. And I also got a like hermit, like I got a special. Woo! Not a rare. Or maybe it's like a limited one. I don't really know. But it's the one that's like, it's not like the one that you really want. That's like really rare, but it's like the second tier. Or at least this one did, and it was like zodiac signs. On Saturday, the 27th, I just wrote headlines from Democracy Now! I started keeping track of like the headlines. 301. 301 is but simply a to-do list. That's October 28th. I was getting my everything ready for New York and Boston, making an eye appointment. And then I was looking up where to get Metro cards. And then on the 29th, the next day, is my sister's birthday. And I went and got pan dulce from Fiesta. And I thought it was really fitting because it charged me $3.33. Not for the sweet bread, but because I got sweet bread and I got sponge cookies. I thought it was very interesting that it was three threes, which I put on here as alignment and balance. Because it says, I also got it at 11:11 a.m., but I was like, right here, it says that it wasn't at 11:11. Girl, I don't know. Past me, don't know. 48. Finally, I was hoping that this would just magically come up and I wouldn't have to actually direct you to it. But I went to Ireland this February. So on the 40th day of the year was Monday, February 17th. And we went to Blarney and Cork. So that was fun. We took a first class train because my aunt was like, I'm not sitting in these degular train chairs. Which, not gonna lie, they were cozy, they reclined. Not mad at it. So but she paid for us to go first class from Dublin to Cork. Or to the Kent station. Went to Blarney Castle, they kissed the stone. I did not. We walked the garden, we had lunch in Cork. We went to their post office to drop off postcards. We had ice cream, we walked to the train station. And this is when I was like, oh, nobody told me how beautiful Cork is. It's gorgeous. But apparently everybody knows that Cork is gorgeous. I did not know Cork was gorgeous, or else I would have made a plan to be there longer. I would have extended the trip. But I didn't. And then the day before, which was February 16th, Sunday, we were in Kilkenny. And we got the train early, and from Dublin to Kilkenny. And that was my future sister-in-law's, like, day. So she did everything. She picked the food. She led us all around Kilkenny, and it was quite nice. We did the Butler Gallery. I don't know. A castle, another castle, an abbey. Oh, we did because Kilkenny in Ireland is known as like the medieval mile. And so you hit all these very like, I guess, well-maintained medieval things. Although the castles, for the most part, what you think are castles in Ireland are not. They're basically like watchtowers. I can't remember what Gary told us, but they're not. They'll call them a castle, but they were just like a tower. But yeah. And since we're on this trip, we'll segue that to the beginning. We flew to Ireland. Look, I just love these because they're so full of pictures and my thoughts. Like, are you kidding me? Look how many days. Look how many pages. And then we flew back. Boo! I'm glad, nonetheless, that I got to at least show you some of my Ireland stuff. And it came up with the number generator and not just with me wanting to show you. Because I was like, if I could also get it to just randomly show you New York, that would be great. But I don't think it's going to. So next is 339. 339 was December 5th. And on here I just have, I think, a quote from TikTok. It says, I am every girl that I've ever been, stacked inside one skin, learning how to coexist instead of just compete. And that's from Cameron Jasmine Wade. I was never just one thing. And then on December 6th, my friend put together an art show. And so this is part of the flyer and pictures from their art show. Isn't that cool? 13, my favorite number. Let's go there. What do you think the 13th day of the year is? Obviously, probably January 13th, huh? Yeah. On here. Oh, I put 30 days till 35. And then a little reflective quote and then a to-do list. And then the day before, which was the 12th, I went to a coffee shop with my cousin. And I had a tiramisu latte. Delicious. I also watched 8 Mile. And I started The Good Place. So, but then it said I'll keep you posted. And I watched 4 episodes of The Good Place and then returned the DVDs. I think it's because you couldn't put captions on them. And I didn't really understand. And I need captions to hear. 298. What do you think 298 is? 298. We've got what I watched, which was Star Wars. I think I meant 7, 8, 9, not 6. I watched the sequel, I guess what you would consider 7. And I had seen 8, I believe, but I couldn't remember. So I rewatched those and then I watched 9 for the very first time. And I gave them my thoughts. So, and then on October 24th are just more headlines. It's tough. And see, this is what I'm saying. Like, saying them out loud, I'm like, it's tough. And I understand why towards the end I stopped. I stopped doing these, but for a while it was like my way of like keeping up. 357. What do we think that is? Oh, tough. 357 is December 23rd. Which I didn't have much to put, so I just printed pictures of Hudson and Connor. Here they are. And I said, everyone say thank you to GQ Hype. Well, and then on the 24th was a to-do list. Because I spent the 24th here at home. If I'm going to be honest, Hudson and Connor are never going to see this. Ever. In their entire lives. But I printed this photo of them because I love their teeth. They have, and granted, like, I don't know their medical history, right? I don't know these people. But I love their teeth. They look like real teeth. That at most you probably, well, I was like, I don't think Connor ever had braces. But I was like, they feel like at most they had braces if that's the most like dental work they've had done. But I love their teeth. I also love how their noses scrunch. Like, what do you mean their eyebrows move? And their nose scrunches. I freaking love it. Honestly, yeah. Because I was like, Hudson's teeth, don't ever change them, babe. Same for you, Connor. Don't get that Botox. Don't get that filler. Don't convince anyone to remove your upper and lower bluff. Don't remove your cheeky fat either. Please. Please. Someone said that, like, Hudson is 90s hot. And I was like, there's a picture of him from the Netherlands. And I was like, yeah, he's giving 90s bad boy. However, I find them very attractive in this shoot, where they're just, like, casually in t-shirts. But I just love this picture. This is printed out in my living room. I really do. I love their little wrinkles. They're like face moves. They're scrunched and wrinkled. And I love that. I want more scrunched and wrinkled faces. My face scrunch and wrinkles. Why can't other people's? But also, like, your body. Do what feels right in your bones. You know what I mean? I'm not going to tell you what you can and can't do with your face. So if you want to get doll teeth, I mean, I guess. I can't stop you. But just know, even though this will never reach them, I just really appreciate your faces exactly how they are. And I hope to see them age one day. So, I think now that's a great way to end it. Because I was like, well, what else am I going to say? I did not get a number that would lead you to my New York City and Boston spreads, which is a bummer. So I'm just going to go ahead because I would have needed basically 308 at least. But look, I went... These are also some of my favorites because there's so many pictures. And then I think it even carries over here, like, the little Charlie ticket. I picked this up from the ground. Someone trashed it. And then I gave my thoughts. Because I was like, we went to Polly's, and that was... I didn't know that that was, like, a famous place to get a lobster roll, but it was yummy. We went to Modern Pastry when we were in Boston. I did have a betrayal list because me and Boston don't get along. Because what do you mean you have underground buses? What do you mean you have the tiniest trolleys for the Green Line? And what do you mean the distinction between the Green Lines are just numbers? Green Line 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, where's the other, like, betrayal list? For sure it was the transit. Oh, and I took the Amtrak, though, from New York City. We took the regional, the Northeastern, from the new station that's not Penn, the Moynihan, to Back Bay. And the views of the city, gorgeous. Gorgeous. And it wasn't too bad. And now I can officially say that I've been through Rhode Island. Who would have thought? Not I. Boston is a very beautiful, beautiful city. I get it, why people really love it, but, you know, I don't think me and Boston vibe. I don't think there's any other, like, fun pages that I didn't get to show you. I guess technically Lando winning the Drivers' Championship, I did a couple of pictures for that, so. And to finish, I guess, I used these pages to track different habits throughout the year. And obviously the months. And then I used these. Some of these at one point have actual, like, headlines because I didn't know what to do to fill these. But I just started keeping track of everything for the most part of what I did. Because I saw someone show their, like, grandpa or great-grandpa's journal. And it was just, like, what they did. Which was, like, I went to the store and then I had, like, an appointment. And someone was like, how nice to know, like, how ordinary the little things were. I don't know. And so it inspired me to just continuously just update this on the things that I did. Unless I was, like, traveling, like, here. Or, no. Yeah. Because, see, I started doing the headlines here for the week. But then I switched back to... I guess you can't really see. I'm so sorry. It's probably hard. But, yeah. So I did that. And then these back pages, these were the best of days, my 100. So I just put random days that were really good. And I glued everything together. Yeah. That was literally the only back page I used. Other than that, everything is glued together. So, that is roughly a bit of a flip through of my 2025 Hobonichi. And I'm so excited to see what 2026 looks like. Because my 2024 one, I was not as creative with what I did to fill the pages. so it didn't get as bulky. Also, it was the soft cover, like just the traditional cousin. And I don't know if that makes it feel less bulky than the Han. That is that. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you didn't, you know, live your best lives. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.